Okay, before we get started, hopefully our local newspaper will give us a little ink tomorrow. We go to the SEC Media Day, and I came back and I said, wonder what our guys are writing, and I see a picture of the Georgia wide receiver all over the front page, and an article about the agents. And then they have the ACC Media Day, and I come back and it's got Clemson aims for ACC title, big write-up on their guys. So I'm just curious about how all that plays out. I know that these writers have nothing to do with it, but
Steve,
just right.
You must not have read the front page of the paper that day.
I saw a headline on the front page. I'm talking about the front page of the sports paper.
Oh, okay.
When you're up here, you can give it your turn.
All right.
I'm talking about the front page of the sports paper. But anyway, if you want to write something negative about us, that's okay. Just write something about our guys. We do have an excellent group of guys here. Now, the state of our football program right now is we're not very good because we got clobbered in the Papa John Bowl by UConn. So we all know that. And sometimes I'm asked, ticket sales are not quite where we hoped they would be. And I said, well, our fans remember the UConn game. And I remember the UConn game. And we weren't very good. And don't tell us to forget it, because we're not going to forget it. We're going to try our best to never ever have a performance like that again. That's what we're going to try to do. We've got a different team. We have different leaders, different players. It's going to be a new team. We think our guys will really compete. But until we do it, we're all just in the process of trying to earn respect, not only of our fans, but fans all over the country. We need to go out and earn it. We don't need to say we're going to do this, that, and the other. And I've never tried to say that we're going to do anything. I try to let our players and our team know what their expectations are and what we as coaches expect from them. But we do have a lot of players ready to play this year, a lot of players. We do not have to live with one or two guys if they don't play very well. We got backup guys ready to go play. And I think most all of them really want to play like the coaches coach them to play. So that's sort of where we are. Our facility improvement has really kicked in. Eric Hyman and his staff done a super job. I think it's interesting the other day, an offensive lineman from Georgia, can't use his name, came in and said our facilities were the best of all the schools he'd visited. Said they were beautiful. The Doty, the locker room, the weight room, meeting rooms, everything related to football, he said was the best. And he'd been around a lot of schools in the South. So that says something that probably has never been said about the University of South Carolina. Their facilities are the best, right there at the best of any in the country. So that's where we are. We believe our recruiting has certainly picked up. Marcus Lattimore could have gone anywhere in the country. He didn't come here to be mediocre, to go 7-6, his career here. He's come here hopefully to win a championship. He and Stephon Gilmore, Alshon Jeffrey, all those guys. We've got a lot of good players, especially in-state players now that used to leave the state. So we believe we're heading in the right direction, but until we get there, it's certainly just wait and see. So that's sort of our state of football. We got a lot of good players, excellent leaders. Our summer workouts have been very good, according to our strength coach. He's been very impressed. But again, until we do it on the field, it really doesn't mean a lot. You got to do it on the field when the ball's kicked off. So we know that, and that's our aim, is to do that when it's kicked off this year. Okay, just talking briefly about the team and some areas. The offensive line, we looked on the board the other day, and we could start 4 seniors in the offensive line, something that hasn't happened since I've been here. But I don't know what that means, because the guys that played as juniors played decent, but not all that great. So we're hoping Sean Elliott can get those guys at a very high level. Excited about some freshman linemen that could play this year. A.J. Cann, Ronald Patrick, and Tramel Williams. Those 3 physically look like they're ready to play, a little ahead of the other freshmen. So don't be surprised if a freshman offensive lineman plays for us this year. Other than that, about all the guys, exceptions on offense. Whoever becomes the Kenny Miles will probably be the first starting tailback. As you know, he averaged over 5 yards a carry last year, 5.2. And our receivers, Alshon Jeffrey, we've got a lot of guys that's going to be fighting for playing time out there. Deion LaCorn's back, Jason Barnes, Torrey Gurley, go on down the list there. We got a lot of those guys ready. Defensively, again, probably be the strength of the team. Really will be. And I think really the strength of our defense is where you want it, defensive line. Travian Robertson, Lottie Ajiboy, Cliff Matthews, Devin Taylor, and the linebackers. Linebackers are solid in there too. Shaq Wilson, Rodney Paulk's back. DeMario Jeffrey is a freshman kid that had a wonderful summer. And then, of course, the secondary guys, Stephon, Akeem, Chris Culliver's going to move to corner. Chris is an excellent man-to-man type player, and Coach Ward and Johnson, we all think that is a good move, moving him to corner. Let Akeem go back there and play safety. Spencer Lanning, our kicker, 17 out of 20 last year. Pretty doggone good. Better than Ryan Suckett, who's kicking for the Kansas City Chiefs now, as far as percentage. We got to cover kickoffs better, as we know, and make something happen a little bit better on special teams. But other than that, most of our guys are back. Quarterback Stephen says he's ready to play the best, and again, if Stephen struggles, Connor Shaw will be next in line. Both those guys have been here since January, and they've taken a lot of snaps. So our quarterback play, our O-line play, our running game has got to get better. So we intend to make that happen. So anyway, that's where we are, and looking forward to coming season. I know we've got die-hard Gamecock fans going to be there, and if you're a Gamecock fan and can't get that Papa John Bowl out of your mind and out of yourself, then I'm with you. I can't get it out of me either. So until we go out and play like a tough, physical, disciplined football team, maybe that's what we have to do to get some of those fans back, and that's okay. I'd be ticked off if I were you also, because that was a sad day in Birmingham. So we know where we are and what we need to do, and we intend to start doing it September the 2nd when we play Southern Miss. Okay, any questions, anybody?